Hey everyone, Steve here from Not Just Travel. It's Tuesday, 17th of March. We thought we'd give you some up-to-the-minute information about the latest in travel advice, especially today because the FCO has issued some new travel guidelines. So we'll come on to that. Also, we've got 5 or 6 of our most frequently asked questions for you, so we thought we'd cover these for you today. So first up, let's talk about the FCO advice. Today, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, the FCO, has issued new advice advising against all but essential travel for the next 30 days. So one of our most common questions we've been getting asked this week has been, I'm due to go on holiday next month, should I travel? Well, the simple answer is no, you won't be able to now. So what does that mean for you? Basically, most borders are now shut around the world. You're not travelling anywhere for the next 30 days, but because the FCO has given advice about not travelling, that's good because it now means it opens up the opportunity for you to get a refund or opportunity to rebook your travel. So when the FCO issues advice about not travelling to a destination, normally that means you can claim a refund from either the tour operator, the airline, or your insurance company. Now, what we would say at the moment, this is unprecedented times. Never before has so many holidays had to be cancelled for such a long period of time. We obviously had the ash cloud a few years ago where a little bit similar happened, but this is unprecedented. So our advice to you is talk to whoever you booked your holiday through. It will vary depending on who the holiday's booked through, whether it's a package holiday, whether it's elements put together, whether it's just a flight only, and depends who you booked it through as to what that sort of refund process is going to look like. So I can't stand here and give you advice about your specific holiday. Talk to the travel company that you booked through. Now, it could be that you will get a full refund. It could be the travel company will say, talk to your insurance company, and they'll issue you a cancellation invoice to present to the insurance company. It could be that they give you a credit. That's quite common at the moment as well, in order to rebook. And ultimately that's everyone's aim because we all like to go on holiday. We want you to go and have something to look forward to. So rebook, reschedule for later in the year, use that credit. We're also seeing some holiday companies issuing credits for more than the holiday you booked. So that's great as well. It will vary. Do check with whoever you book through. And if you need advice or help, then do feel free to ask here on this social media platform, Facebook, etc., or get in contact with us at notjusttravel.com. We'll be happy to help, even if you haven't booked with us. Not a problem. We'll give you any advice we can. Okay, so more questions. I planned a holiday for later this year. Should I cancel it? Our advice to everybody at the moment is don't cancel your holiday. Reschedule, rebook for later in the year or for next year. Main reason being, if you do cancel today, you're likely to lose whatever money you've paid on that holiday already. Whereas if you wait, if the FCO advice changes, for example, you may get a refund. So that's better for you. And it's always better to wait because what we're seeing at the moment is this hopefully is a short-lived situation. It is, like I say, unprecedented, but short-lived. So wait, have something to look forward to. You wanted to go on that holiday anyway, and you still will be able to. So if you, rather than cancel it, we'd always advise rescheduling, and then hopefully you can reschedule it again if you need to in the future. But for now, sit tight and wait and see what happens because it is an ever-changing marketplace at the moment. Another question we keep getting asked at the moment, I was due to go on holiday, will I get a refund? Great question. Now obviously with the FCO advice today about traveling the next 30 days, we've already covered that one, but talk to the holiday company you book through. If you're looking to go further afield, as in the future more, will you get a refund? Well, not just yet if the holiday hasn't been cancelled. It needs to be cancelled by the operator or by the FCO saying that you can't travel to that destination. Then that opens up the opportunity for refunds. But if it's just because you don't want to go at this stage, no, you won't get a refund. You might be able to claim on your insurance. You'd have to talk to them, but every insurance policy is different. But if you simply cancel your holiday just because you don't want to go, then you are likely to lose whatever money you have paid already. Another great question we keep getting asked at the moment is now a good time to book a holiday? Well, really good question. And obviously, I work in travel. I think it's always a great time to book a holiday, but we wouldn't be irresponsible enough just to recommend everyone books holidays at the moment. Always check the FCO advice, check with the WHO, World Health Organization, and government advice about is it safe to do so. If it is, then absolutely now is a great time to book a holiday. The reason being, there are some incredible deals at the moment. We're seeing bookings coming in every day, for example, for 2021. Getting in early, booking those holidays, paying low monthly payments, paying low deposits. There are some cracking deals to be had, so make the most of it if you are comfortable to do so. You can always, in many cases, reschedule, rebook if you need to change it later. Book a holiday for later this summer, later this year. Always a good time. Just make sure you're comfortable to do so. Another great question. What happens if you're still on holiday at the moment while all this is unfolding? Well, good question. If you are, our advice to most people at the moment is do your best to get home now while you can. It might mean rebooking a flight to get yourself home, but get home where it's nice and comfortable. Obviously, we all prefer to be at home when there's troubled times, so get home if you can. If you don't manage to get home, you could find yourself stuck in a resort for as long as the next 30 days or until other flights are available. Because with borders being shut, FCO advice changing, for example, it does mean you might get stuck somewhere. Now, if that does happen, chances are the cost of being in that resort for that period of time will need to be borne out by you. You might be able to claim on insurance, we can't guarantee that, but assume it has to be paid for by you. So make sure if you are going to be stuck somewhere, you're happy to be stuck there, or get yourself home. Of course, if you come home, you've still got to live and there's cost to that. So up to you, but our advice is do your best to get home. If you can't, then talk to the airline that you travelled with, or always check in with your local embassy in whichever country you're in, and they'll be able to give you advice as to what to do. Okay, what happens if you've booked flights and hotels separately? Are you sort of protected, and will you get refunds for what's happening at the moment? Well, great question. Typically, again, we have to say check with whoever you booked through and what you booked, because terms and conditions can be different. But if it's travel in the next 30 days, typically the airline is going to give you a refund or a credit note or a cancellation invoice for you to present to your insurance company for travel in the next 30 days. Accommodation that you may have booked, if you booked it separately, that is different. You need to check with whoever you booked through to see what the terms are. You might have to claim on your insurance for that one, and you need to talk to them about that process. It could be that it still can be cancelled. It depends on what sort of terms and conditions you sort of had at the time of booking. If you booked it nice and cheap, sometimes those sort of cheaper deals come with extra terms and conditions about not being able to cancel. So do check with whoever you booked it through and the terms and conditions at the time of booking. Another great question is, I'm due to pay the balance on my holiday, should I pay it? Well, great question. Obviously, you've got to think about the pennies, but our advice is still pay the balance of that holiday, because if you don't, then you're not going to be protected for that holiday. Things like atoll protection, for example, are not applicable if you don't pay your balance on time. So pay your balance on time, and in many cases what we're seeing at the moment, for example, is people who, if they have to, they will reschedule the holiday for later, and then they've already paid for that holiday, just get it rescheduled, or they'll be able to claim on insurance, or if there's any problems with the booking, then talk to whoever you booked it through. They'll be able to give advice, but to ensure that protection remains in place, do pay your balance on time. Okay, that's it for today with our latest FAQs. We'll be back to you soon with more. If you have any questions, do feel free to get in contact, notjusttravel.com, or feel free to post on our Facebook page. If you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer them all, but we can't guarantee to answer everything, but do feel free to get in contact.